Have you ever wondered why some kids seem born ready to take on the world, building apps, talking stocks, or even starting charities before high school? Globally, the top 1% own over 43% of all wealth, yet the real edge comes not from a bank balance, but from habits passed between generations. Today, we dive into 5 ultra-wealthy family playbooks. You'll see how billionaires like Musk, Rockefeller, Gates, and Arnault raise kids who master money drills before most of us ever open a bank account. Rockefeller. If you ever got pocket money as a kid, it might surprise you to learn that the richest family in American history once gave their kids just 25 cents a week. Back in the 1910s, John D. Rockefeller Jr. gave each of his children a single quarter, but with strict instructions. They had to divide it into 3 parts, one for giving to charity, one for saving, and one for spending. And they didn't just keep track mentally. Every penny had to be recorded in a personal notebook, which their father personally reviewed every Sunday night. That notebook ritual never faded. 5 generations later, the clan still gathers for family governance weekends. Teenagers arrive with spreadsheets, elders grill them on returns and risks, and nobody quickly leaves until the numbers match family values. Family office advisors drill heirs on interpreting quarterly earnings before they can legally drive. Think of it as a financial boot camp running since the Roaring '20s. The dynasty's backbone is the Rockefeller Dynasty Trust, forged in 1952 and now holding about $8.4 billion in equities, real estate, and venture stakes. Heirs never own the assets directly. They receive controlled distributions only after passing age-tiered finance courses. The trust charter even states that stewardship outranks ownership, a line so famous it hangs framed in the lobby. That framework has protected more than 170 descendants from lifestyle-driven bankruptcies that wrecked other fortunes. Philanthropy is required coursework. Preschoolers tour Rockefeller Foundation halls where staff explain why a malaria vaccine grant matters as much as dividends. By middle school, cousins draft giving proposals for a summer family congress and vote with real money on which projects get funded. The takeaway is simple. Habits beat huge paychecks. Whether your child gets $5 or $50, dividing it into give, save, and spend wires patience, stewardship, and empathy. No stock pick compounds like that mindset over decades. Musk. Think about a playground where the bell signals a debate on redirecting an asteroid instead of recess. That is daily life at Ad Astra, the experimental academy Elon Musk launched because he believed standard classes lacked purpose. Housed on a converted horse ranch 5 minutes from a SpaceX pad in Bastrop, Texas, planned for 2024, the opening was delayed by inspections, a lesson that bureaucracy trails innovation. The school now enrolls children aged 3 to 9, starting with 16 students. Grades are replaced by conundrums, open problems with many possible answers. One week, learners might rescue a drought-stricken settlement. The next, they negotiate resource trades to terraform Mars. Victory depends on persuasion and systems thinking, not memorizing facts. Critical reasoning, therefore, arrives before long division worksheets because tools come after problems. Ad Astra's rotating modules blend coding, ethics, chemistry, and design. A rocket lesson can morph into a marketplace where teams build and sell mini-engines using virtual currency, forcing kids to map supply chains and profit margins long before they meet decimals. Parents, including SpaceX engineers, volunteer as mentors, turning the pickup lane into a live talent fair. Evidence of impact is already public. In 2023, 6 Astronova pupils won a NASA TechRise Challenge. Their experiment will fly 70,000 feet to test life support concepts. At 11, they were filing progress reports to aerospace partners, a crash course in stakeholder communication. Musk's own twins and triplets grow up in this cauldron, so by middle school, they can cost out a solar farm or broker a carbon credit swap. The Academy's mantra is simple. If you train young minds to think like founders, money becomes a byproduct. Kardashian-Jenner. Swap coding labs for photo studios, and you enter Calabasas, where branding is the family sport. Kris Jenner did not wait for her grandkids to pronounce their own names before locking down future income streams. In 2019, the clan's lawyers filed trademark applications covering toys, skincare, and apparel for North, Saint, Chicago, Stormy, and True. In March 2023, Kim repeated the playbook, submitting 4 new filings under 9-year-old Northwest's name, covering everything from serums to plush toy sets. Those filings are no vanity project. Between Kim, Kylie, Kendall, and Kanye, the family controls roughly 716 trademarks. Each child effectively owns a mini holding company before finishing elementary school. The paperwork protects ideas spanning augmented reality cosmetics, immersive concerts, and virtual clothing drops, ensuring any future lemonade stand is already IP ready. Here is the drill. Attorneys present a monthly brand map explaining how each filing plugs into upcoming product launches. Kids attend, ask why a gaming headset differs from a fashion mark, and vote on mock licensing deals. When North posts a TikTok, she learns how promotional use differs from sponsored deals, calculating CPM revenue on an iPad dashboard. By 13, she can negotiate a collaboration with Roblox because she has sparred with her cousins since age 8. Contracts even appear over Sunday pancakes, turning breakfast into a masterclass in deal terms. Critics call it the commercialization of childhood. Kris calls it inoculation against creative exploitation. Trademark lapses and renewals become case studies, showing that paperwork ignored today can erase paydays tomorrow. If you are a parent, the message is not to trademark your toddler's doodles. It is to teach that ideas become assets once they are protected. Arnault. Cross the Atlantic to Avenue Montaigne, Paris, where Bernard Arnault, chair of LVMH, treats luxury brands like chess pieces and his children like grandmasters in training. All 5, Delphine, Antoine, Alexandre, Frédéric, and Jean, hold executive positions inside the group. Delphine became CEO of Christian Dior in 2023, while her brothers run arms ranging from Loro Piana to Tag Heuer. Succession planning began early. Family lore says Delphine sat in on design meetings at age 12, sketching handbags while absorbing margins. By their 20s, each sibling managed a smaller maison before graduating to billion-euro labels. Alexandre, for instance, turned luggage maker Rimowa into a streetwear icon, then helped revive Tiffany & Company before being tapped for the Moet Hennessy board in 2025. Every Monday, the 5 join their father for a breakfast dubbed the Market Quiz. One child picks a brand, another evaluates its positioning, a third outlines digital growth ideas, and everyone estimates unit economics by memory. Numbers not known by heart earn an espresso lecture. The exercise forces them to see cash flow behind every catwalk. Governance rules mirror corporate ones. A family council, staffed by independent directors, evaluates performance and can veto promotions, ensuring nepotism never overrides results. Observers call it succession but polite. Profit still outranks pedigree every quarter. Mastery drives margins. Numbers never lie. Shareholders certainly approve. LVMH revenue hit a record $59 billion in 2024. Our tour ends in Seattle, where Bill Gates, once the richest person alive, is famous not for how much his children will inherit, but for how little. In April 2025, he reiterated that Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe will each receive just $10 million, a slice smaller than 1% of his fortune. He argues that leaving vast sums is not a favor because unlimited cash can stunt ambition. The policy shocks visitors first. Gates put philosophy into action early. The children attended his alma mater, Lakeside School, but their allowance arrived with spreadsheets. Before they could download music, they budgeted pocket money on Quicken. Family dinners doubled as current events panels, with each child assigned to defend a headline and propose a solution, sharpening reasoning skills Bill calls idea combat. Screen time was earned by logging hours reading physical books. Instead of big trust funds, the siblings received opportunity capital. Jennifer's equestrian dream became a chance to research biomechanics and design safer jumps. Rory's love of puzzles led to internships mapping malaria hotspots with the Gates Foundation. Phoebe's passion for dance morphed into a study of motion capture software. Grants were capped, updates required, and failures discussed publicly at Sunday reviews, mirroring venture capital discipline. Most striking is the estate plan. The Gates' fortune will flow primarily to the foundation, which has already committed more than $60 billion in global health and climate innovation. The kids inherit the network, not the vault. They join site visits, review vaccine reports, and co-author grant memos, learning that influence grows when capital meets knowledge. Gates sums it up simply: money magnifies who you are. He wants heirs who magnify solutions, not yachts. For parents everywhere, the lesson is clear: teach skills, grant access, and let curiosity write the check. So, what's your take on how billionaire kids are raised to think about money? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing insights.